A. Smith impression.
Impression?
Oh, no. I just know he scream all the time.
Stay off the weed.
I am having a very bad day.
I am having a very bad day. I am in no mood.
I am in no mood.
I don't know what they think they're going to do this year, but I don't see it. Kawhi? Fourth quarter?
LeBron James in the fourth quarter.
That's blasphemy.
Blasphemy!
I love when he says that.
They got Carmelo Anthony. Yes, he's a great scorer, and I love him because he's from New York.
Shout out Stephen A. Smith too, man.
Nobody can do Stephen A. Smith but Stephen A. Smith.
Wait. Hold on. Wait.
I like when you say that.
Damn.
Dwight Howard has the best one.
He
Because
does.
he gets the shoulders and he gets the head movement in
But
there.
Crowder with the stuttering, I mean, you know, he almost did it as well as Shiggy on Instagram. I mean, they got me.
That's good.
You know, I never knew that I stuttered like that until Shiggy did it on Instagram. I couldn't believe. I was like, I do that? And I went back to the tapes. And I was like, oh, damn, I do. But it's all
got it
love.
down.
It's all love.
No, that was good.
It's
That
all
was good. I'm sure Big Perk could do a good one. I'm sure Dan could as well. Meanwhile, guys, later in the show, we got plenty to get to.
I can do Perk.
We got to wait for that. Well, Aaron Rodgers used last week's controversy as fuel moving forward. We get into that. Plus, Stephen A. takes us through the must-see dunks from around the association last night. And don't miss Stephen A. and Dan's bold predictions for the second half of the season, which begins tonight. All that and more ahead right here.
Molly? Oh, forget it.
Gotta wait on that. Let me do this first. Let's revisit what happened in the NBA last night. Kevin Durant scored 30. James Harden had a triple-double as the Nets blew out the Magic for their 6th win in the last 7 games. The Lakers got an OT win over the Heat as Tyler Hero missed 2 3-pointers in the final 9 seconds. Russell Westbrook notched his 2nd straight triple-double, and Malik Monk scored 27 off the bench for LA. And the Warriors improved to an NBA best 10-1 with a 13-point win over Minnesota. Andrew Wiggins scored a season-high 35 points. Steph Curry added 25. Warriors have now won 6 straight. Here's our Brian Windhorst with more on Golden State.
And let me tell you something else. Whispers going on in the league right now about Klay Thompson. People are watching him. People are talking to people in the Warriors organization, and they say he looks good.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying he's coming back and he's going to be shooting 40 points in his first quarter.
There ain't nothing wrong with that wrist, though.
But he looks good working out, and that there is a real confidence in there that, especially by the end of the season, Klay is going to be back.
You want to start, Stephen A? At full strength, is Golden State the team to beat?
Yes, they are. Let me tell y'all something right now. The operative words here, Kendrick Perkins, at full strength. Okay, we understand they ain't there yet. We understand that without Klay and without a James Wiseman, that's not the case. But let me tell y'all something right now. Did you see that brother Steph Curry the other night when he dropped 50? Did you see Gary Payton Jr., the modern day highlight reel? Him and Miles Bridges and Anthony Edwards. I'm paying attention to. It's something spectacular to behold. A Jordan Poole can flat out ball. Andrew Wiggins. My apologies. I once said I wouldn't give him away for a bag of cookies because, damn it, he was the quietest #1 overall pick that I'd seen in terms of him putting numbers and you never knew where the hell they came from because it never happened when it back. Look at that dunk. Damn. Oh, that's so sweet. That's just so sweet. Okay, the bottom line is this. I can't say that about Andrew Wiggins anymore. Okay? This brother's going out there. He's balling. He's being aggressive. The infusion of enthusiasm, of energy, of bravado that Steph Curry has instilled in this team is not something that can be ignored. We know that Steph Curry is the greatest shooter God ever created. We understand that Klay Thompson is a top 5 shooter of all time. Okay, we look at James Wiseman, and the only reason I bring up James Wiseman, KP, is because at 7 feet tall with his skill, despite his youth, if you can win a title with Zaza Pachulia and Andrew Bogut, you can win one with James Wiseman. And I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at Damon Lee, I'm looking at Wiggins, I'm looking at Poole, I'm looking at Toscano. I see the experience and the veteran leadership of an Andre Iguodala. I see the greatness of a Steph Curry. I know that Draymond Green, we all know that he's a basketball savant, needs to improve his shot, but everything else is there. I'm looking at the Golden State Warriors right now, and I'm of the belief that if healthy, I'm talking fully loaded, everybody, with the exception, I mean, we got to take into consideration. I mean, what if Kyrie came back? You know what I mean? I'd pause at that moment. If Kyrie, Harden, and KD were on their A game and playing together, I'd pause. But that is the only team that I believe has the potential to knock off a fully loaded and healthy Golden State Warriors squad. And I don't know if Kyrie's coming back. So to me, it's about those Golden State Warriors. I'm sorry. That's where I'm at with it.
You know what, Stephen A? That's a damn shame. I expect better out of you. And let me tell you why you're wrong. And I get it. The Golden State Warriors are playing some inspiring basketball on both ends of the floor. But one thing that they lack is experience. And experience matters when it comes down to the playoffs. Experience matters because what happens in the playoffs? Guys key in. Teams key in. And so now you have to play to your weaknesses. So now let's see Jordan Poole when he's a major focal point in the scouting report. When I look at the team to beat, I'm looking down there at South Beach at the Miami Heat. A team that went to the finals 2 years ago. A team that just picked up a champion in PJ Tucker, who you just recognized at the tip. Okay, listen. And Kyle Lowry. But I'm talking about PJ Tucker because you talked about how he got off the floor and got that tip dunk because they in shape. We all know when you play for the Miami Heat, you got to be in great shape. I didn't see PJ Tucker. He done shredded the body fat. He don't have a whack body no more. I see some cuts and veins going through his arms. I have a whack body, but that's another story. Listen, one thing we fail to realize about the Miami Heat, Stephen A., you know who has yet to touch the floor for them? Victor Oladipo. He's sitting right over there.
Please.
He's sitting right over there. And listen, Stephen A., here's the thing about Vic. He doesn't have to be the number one option. The same thing I said about Andrew Wiggins when he went to Golden State. He doesn't have to be the number one option. So when I look at the Miami Heat and I look at this team that they have constructed defensively with the coaching of Eric Spoelstra, putting those guys in position to lock in with his defensive schemes, the Miami Heat fully healthy is the team to beat. And you can't tell me otherwise.
I'm going to tell you otherwise.
No, you're not.
And by the way, carry on. Let me tell you something, Kendrick Perkins. I'm not going for that. I'm not going for that at all. And I'm going to tell you why. I get PJ Tucker. Mad respect and love for that brother. Very, very happy that he won the title in Milwaukee last year because he paid his dues all of those years in Houston where they were knocking on the door and couldn't get over the hump. And I was very, very happy for him. He deserved the title. I've been a fan. I don't know if you noticed. I covered Kyle Lowry when he was in high school, bro. All right, in Philadelphia. I mean, I love Kyle Lowry. I really, really do. Always root for him. Here's the deal. There is no defense. We're talking fully loaded now. We're talking fully loaded. There is no defense for the Golden State Warriors. Hey, what you gonna do when you got to guard these two, not one, but two brothers the second they step past half court and they could pull up from 40? What you gonna do with that? This is not some conventional structured offense that you can sit up there and plan and defend against. There is no defense for them when those brothers are hitting shots. And what I'm saying to you is this. When I look at the talent that the Miami Heat has, they can compete with anybody. And by the way, let me be very, very clear. I'm not throwing no shade. I go back a long ways with a few people within the Miami Heat organization, and they're in South Beach. Trust you me, I'm not going to be upset at all if I have to end up in South Beach come June. As a matter of fact, I will be very thankful and very grateful. And that entire organization can vouch for how I feel. They know that I always root for them. But in the end, when you watch them, and Jimmy Butler's a stud, I get all that. But when you watch Steph Curry and you imagine Clay being back with him, the difference between before and now is that these other brothers, Jordan Poole and Damian Lee and Gary Payton II, the other brothers that they got on the squad, these brothers, listen, when you watch them and oh my Lord, I don't see anybody stopping them. I got the Warriors winning the chip. Warriors winning the chip.
Yeah, but Stephen A., it's only one basketball. And so when Klay Thompson comes back, that means somebody is going to have to move over. That means roles are going to have to change.
Well, what about Miami?
Listen, that means roles are going to have to change. Miami is not that deep. They still have room to implement Victor Oladipo when he comes back.
Oh, come on.
Listen to what I'm telling you, Stephen A. Just calm down. Calm down. I'm loving the outfit. I'm loving the whole outfit.
It is kind of small, right?
You swagging up, but just calm down. Calm down, because you know like I know. And listen, I'm not comparing the two by no means. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson is the greatest shooting backcourt in NBA history. Ever.
Without question.
Ever.
Without question.
But when we talk about shooting, you know this because this is why you picked them goons from Dade County 2 years ago to beat the Milwaukee Bucks along with me, because you talked about Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero and how they was able to get hot and how they able to let it go.
I agree with that.
So when you look at that and you look at a guy like Bam is no different than a guy like Draymond Green, except he's just a taller version and he could be a lob threat at the basket. But defensively, they bring the same type of energy, tenacity, and defensive presence.
Stop right there. No argument there. I definitely anticipate it would be a shootout. We ain't gonna see no low-scoring games if Golden State were to meet Miami. We get all of that. I do think you have to take two things into consideration. As much of a shooter as Duncan Robinson is, I don't know if he is as reliable on a consistent basis. He'll have a game here, but the reliability on a consistent level, I got question marks about him. That's number one. Number two, the road to prosperity, the road through the Eastern Conference might be a tad bit more difficult, because I think that a lot of teams that you look at in the Western Conference, whereas they appear formidable, particularly during the regular season, when it comes to their ability to defend on the perimeter, they're not as formidable come playoff time. And I think as a result of that, when I think about the Golden State Warriors, and you talk about experience, it starts with your starters. If you got Klay and you got Steph, you got the experience situation handled.
Molly,
there's no doubt about that.
One thing, Stephen A., how much do you trust Eric Spoelstra when you talk about adjustments? When you talk about a guy that exposes people, when you talk about a guy that bring out players' flaws, how much do you trust him?
See, let me say this to you, because I'm going to say something that's going to incriminate me. I'm going to say it to you right here on national television, because I love and respect Eric Spoelstra. Here's my issue. LeBron James, D-Wade, Chris Bosh, Ray Allen, the crew, and all of that stuff, even though Ray Allen wasn't there the first year, they did lose 2 of those 4 titles. 2 years ago, they did lose to the Lakers. It's not like Spoelstra can't be beat now. We know that he's a great coach, but it ain't like he can't be beat. And I understand that Steve Kerr lost 2 titles out of the 5.
Yeah, he showed did. Being up 3-1, he showed the hell did.
Oh, don't get me started with that stimulus package the NBA granted them. It should have been 4-1. It should have been 4 titles and 1 loss, and you know it. Draymond Green shouldn't have been suspended, damn it. And they'd have won that series in 5 games before Adam Silver in the NBA gave LeBron that stimulus package.
You better watch your tone.
It's the truth.